Hi, this is John and Amy with TPF, Trips, Places, and Fun. Today we're going to be doing something that we love to do, but we've missed it the last couple of years. This is a float down the Buffalo River. Now, we're about an hour and a half from Branson in northwest Arkansas, and we are about to take about a 3-hour float down the Buffalo River.
Yeah, it's usually longer, but the river is flying.
The river's really fast today. In fact, we couldn't even do kayaks because we're not experienced enough for the water conditions.
We'd fall out and they have to come rescue us.
Yes, so we are going to be doing a raft, a small raft today instead.
So this is super fun. This is close to Branson, and so is what, maybe an hour
and a half or so.
Yeah, super fun. You've got to float the Buffalo River. There's the upper, the middle, and the lower river. The upper has more bluffs. From what I understand, it's a little more pretty, a little prettier. We're in the lower river, which is a little faster today.
So they are going to take us on a shuttle up to our starting point, and then we will, float down to our vehicle.
Right.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
We dropped off our car, and now we're headed to our drop-off point.
This is going to be fun. I love floating the Buffalo River. Awesome.
It's bluff, it's black bluff.
Holy mama.
Is it cold? Okay, so we're starting here at Dillard's Ferry.
There's bugs everywhere. I'm getting dive bombed.
We're starting here at Dillard's Ferry, and we're going to go to Rush, I guess, which is, this is normally, they said, a 5 to 6 mile float when the river is at 3 feet, but today it's around 6 feet, and so it's going to make our time about 3 hours, so about half the time that it normally takes.
And if we miss our stop, then we'll travel overnight to the White River.
23 more miles to the White River. So we got to make sure we don't miss our stop.
And this is cold water. They said after, later in the year,
it's about 80 degrees.
It's about 80
now
degrees.
It's 60.
So this is something you would typically be swimming in. Not today.
Swim today. We're going to stay in our raft.
I'm staying in my nice warm raft. So why don't you real quick go over the pricing and...
Okay, so I believe the kayaks are around $70 to $80 something. We had to get a raft because we're not experienced enough to float the river in a kayak right now because of the conditions, and so we paid, I think it's like $126 plus tax for the raft. So okay, so let's get this thing in the water.
Let's do it. Let's go. Paddle.
Yeah, you're gonna have to help. We're gonna be going in circles. Hurry, there's all these big columns.
We're gonna crash.
Get your paddle. I'm serious. Oh my goodness. Now we're going backwards.
We're going backwards.
Get your paddle.
Ah! Oh no.
If you put a hole in this, we're screwed.
We are. We're turning the wrong way. So the goal is we don't want to run into things. That's the goal. See any snakes? Any bears? Any foxes?
We just started.
Depending on where you go, or when you go actually, the river, like we usually go upper or mid Buffalo River, but it is, like on a hot summer day, it is jam-packed. And people got their canoes and their boom boxes and their coolers being pulled behind their canoes, floating coolers, and it's like a mega big party. And for us today, however,
we see one group way up there, and
yeah,
that's it. It's pretty empty today.
We didn't bring our bug spray. And there's bugs just
for some reason they're bothering you and not me.
But this is nice, huh?
It's very nice. It's peaceful.
There are some people that do this every weekend. In fact, the guy that takes care of our security system at Escape Code, he's got his own kayak and he comes out like all the time.
Yeah, if you had your own, it would be really economical. You just have to figure out the shuttle.
Right.
How you do that.
I wonder how they do that.
Picked up at the end.
So a good vacation would be go to Escape Code, and then the next day go to the Buffalo River. That's a great Branson vacation, isn't it?
On that rock?
What are we finding? Turtles?
Mm-hmm.
We're going backwards and I'm twisted around. I gotta try to find the turtle.
You see them? They're jumping off. Look, they get up and then they jump in.
So I'm the videographer. You're the paddler.
I'm gonna need your help.
We're going backwards. Now that is pretty, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, those bluffs are really pretty. It's so strange. We saw that one group way far up there, and otherwise there's no one else on the river today.
Oh, I see him. I see him.
It's a gorgeous day, other than the fact that the water's freezing.
I'm zooming into like 100% of my phone.
And then you can see the other boater.
Ooh, look at that. And it's really important to bring snacks and water.
Yes, because you're not really going to have any place to get that along the way, so bring your own. You can buy them at the store when you're at the store, but once you're actually on the river, you're kind of on your own.
My water's in the car.
You left your water in the car. I do have an extra energy water, though.
Oh.
If you need it.
Okay, well that's very nice of you. Otherwise you might be navigating this river alone.
Well, it's only a 3-hour trip, so, and it's not actually very hot.
It's very possible that we miss our turn and we go all the way to the White River and we camp overnight on a sandbar. That's how you do it. You just camp overnight on the sandbar if you do the overnighter.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. If you do the overnighter, a lot of people just camp out in the middle, right on the sandbar. That kind of terrifies me a little bit.
I don't know how to do that. I kind of can't believe I did this, but I applied for a reality television show.
And it asked you for all your survival skills, and they had a list of like 20, and you couldn't check any of them.
I didn't check any. I put other, and then I put ingenuity.
They're like, do you know how to make a fire? No. Do you know how to
forage?
No. Do you know how to, all that sort of stuff? And John didn't know how to do any of it. So
can I hunt? Can I fish? Not so much.
Maybe they actually want people like you on the reality show.
I'll last one day.
It would be entertaining, right?
I'm gonna be voted off the island. It's not that reality show, but it is an island.
Yeah, it's not Survivor.
Look at those bluffs. Isn't that cool? Are we going to crash?
Yeah, get away. You put the phone down and get your pad.
Oh, we're going to crash. Ah! Amy lost her hat. Get the hat.
Okay, we're almost there.
Get it. I can't. I got a camera. Your hat's stuck right there forever, Amy.
Oh, let's just stay away from the trees.
Oh.
Help!
Oh.
Help!
Okay. Oh. Hey, how about that maneuver? We had our first crisis. And your hat, it's way back there, stuck on a tree. Check out these views. These are awesome. These bluffs. Wow. Amy decided she wanted to be in the front of the boat. So we changed. She almost fell in when we changed.
My arms are just too short. So you're going back and forth back there. So.
Amy, you were within a foot of getting that hat.
I know, it was right there. And I almost could reach it with my paddle. And then all of a sudden it just picked up and went. Here, help me get away from this.
I hear water. There's a spring.
We're gonna go right into it. Help me with your paddle.
How else would I help you? So turtles seem to be aplenty.
Yeah.
I wanted to capture the whole drama of you losing your hat on video, but you wouldn't let me take the video. You made me paddle.
I was trying to get my hat back, but it didn't work out.
Was it not on your head good enough?
The wind just caught the bill and pulled it back and sent it flying.
The way you have to do it, you got to keep it. Look at me. Look. So you got to keep it low. Are you seeing? Got to keep it low down here. That way it doesn't blow away. Or you could always go reverse. You want what?
You know what I'm really wishing for right now?
A hotel?
No, a big gust of wind.
Why do you want? That's not love. We're supposed to be in this together. Now it's starting to warm up. So when the water's lower, we're going slower. We're going fast, and the wind's blowing us too.
Yeah, we were talking about how you have to do a lot of paddling when it's slower to get going. Here we don't have to do as much paddling, but the paddling that we are doing is really frantic, because all of a sudden we'll be running into something and we have to hurry and get out of the way before the wind pushes us in or the water pushes us in.
And you know this wind is concerning me. Do you know why? Look at the clouds. Check out that house way up there. How cool would that be to have that house? Emergency rowing. We just saw something huge. Huge
in the water. We don't know what it was, but it kept swimming that way and making these big waves.
I mean, big waves. There was a big animal in the river going upstream.
A freshwater shark.
A freshwater shark. A bull shark. And do you notice anything on the surface of this water, Amy? There's raindrops. And I said, did you bring the umbrella? Which I don't know if umbrella is what you really bring on a raft trip, but it is raining. It's starting to rain heavier. And I want to see what that was in the water. That was awesome.
Yeah, what could it be?
We were wondering why nobody else decided to come out to the river today. Look at the wind. It's whipping us around.
Yeah.
But more than anything, I want to know what's under the water. Is it...
Are you afraid to go under and look?
No, I would definitely go under and look. I need my snorkel mask. I'm good at finding things underwater. I found an Apple Watch in the ocean. In Honduras, no, Belize. Yeah, we found
the owner of the Apple Watch.
That was cool.
Ordered a charger, and then once we charged it, we found the emergency phone number and contacted them and let them know we found their Apple Watch, and we sent it back to them.
And we even sent them the charger because we had no use for it.
Right.
So they left their Apple Watch on the bottom of the ocean in Belize, and it was found. Do you know what I'm thinking, Amy? But the same thing might happen with your hat.
There's no way for people to trace it back to me, and it's something that nobody else would want except me. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, start paddling. Go, go.
I'm just gonna go in circles unless you paddle on the other side.
Oh, you need my help? It's so hard to do this.
Comment below if you can see my struggle with John and his camera today. All right.
Oh, okay. We have no signal out here. So all of you waiting for us to respond to your comments on our 400 TPF travel videos. Sorry, you're gonna have to wait.
We're unplugged.
We are unplugged. I want to know what that river monster was. I'm determined to find out. Yeah, well, couldn't it be a fish because it was creating big waves.
Turtle?
Man-eating turtle? A man-eating snake? What? Are we in trouble?
Yeah.
Emergency?
Time to paddle again.
Every time I pick up my phone, you tell me to paddle. I wouldn't have come on this trip if I'd known that I had to paddle.
Really? That's what you do on float trips.
But who's gonna do the camera? Okay, I better put this camera down because we're gonna crash. Ah! All right, so we've got rapids coming up here. First we heard them. Now you can see them. I'm not quite sure which way we're gonna go. Looks like we're gonna run into trees. But I told Amy to do all the paddling so I can get a good video.
I think we'll take the sharp left, but I will need your help.
Oh, you'll need my help? Might not be able to get this on video. Should have brought my GoPro.
Yeah.
That wasn't too bad. So they just kind of dive bomb. They're sitting on a log. They go.
And then they're like, cannonball!
And we can't tell how do they know we're here? Is it they see us, or they hear us, or they have turtle sense?
Turtle sense.
So this would be a good time here, Amy. Nothing else to do, nothing else to say, to encourage people to do what?
subscribe to our channel.
Why should they do that? I mean, so they're like watching this. They're like, I've never seen these guys before. What the heck would I subscribe for?
We talk a lot about, we live in Branson, so we talk about a lot about Branson attractions, stuff to do in Branson, stuff to do in the Ozarks and the Midwest, and cruising. We
Lots of cruising, yeah. We're going on a cruise in 7 days, right?
Not too much longer, and we will be cruising. Let's see, we're going out of Miami this time.
Miami. Driving to Miami. Going to Jamaica and a couple private islands. You know, it's almost impossible for me to say Jamaica without saying Jamaica, man. Sometimes I do my best to hold back. See, there's critters under the water. I'm telling you. And this is small compared to what we saw earlier. You see these ripples? And there's something under there. It's not fish. There's something going on. We're being followed. But the river monster we saw before were big giant waves that it was making. Oh, I saw something. I wonder if there's like a Loch Ness kind of creature that lives in the Buffalo River. You know, looking at all these bluffs, it makes me wonder. I think of Dogwood Canyon when they were working on that, and they actually found Indian human remains buried in caves.
Yeah, are you talking to me or to...
Well, I'm talking to you. Oh. You know, oftentimes when we do these videos, I talk to you, but it's for the benefit of everybody watching.
Okay, I didn't know whether you had your camera on or not.
Yeah, it's one of those moments.
Okay.
And so, but don't you think, like up here in the bluffs and caves, there could be like multi-thousand-year-old, you know, burial sites?
Are you asking them or me?
Well, I'm asking, you know, as I said before, we often on TPF, we'll dialogue, you and me, we'll go back and forth and have a discussion. And then everybody is enjoying the back and forth discussion. So, yeah, so what do you think about that, Amy?
I think it's possible, John.
Yeah. This whole video, I'm kind of getting the back of your head.
Yeah.
There she is. Oh, it's beautiful. Now look at the sun came out. Hey, so leave some comments. Where have you gone, you know, either rafting or kayaking, floating? Have you done the Buffalo River? Have you done maybe the James River in Missouri? Somewhere completely different, somewhere in another nation? What was that like? Have you ever done like White River rafting? We did that in, where were we? Were we in Colorado, Amy? Yeah, leave us some comments. Tell us your story. And if you've been on the Buffalo River, what's your favorite part? Definitely stay to the end of this video because we are going to show you a ghost town. We had no idea. Rush, Arkansas, and there's some old buildings. And we briefly read a sign that talked about a ghost town. And we're gonna check that out after we get off the water. But we still have, at least 2 hours left on the water, I think. Hard to know. It's we either have about 2 hours left or 21 hours left. Miss our spot. There's like a cave up there, and I wonder if anyone's ever been in there ever. Because how in the world would you get to it? I mean, you can rock climb, yeah, but it's not easy. If I was a bear, I'd live there. Are we crashing again? Check out that tree just on the sandbar. Growing and everything. Check that out. There's a cave right there. No. So we might be about halfway.
Maybe.
Or maybe more. I don't know. What do you think about our trip so far?
It's really cool. The weather is beautiful other than the slight bit of rain and the bit of wind. But it's kind of nice having the river to ourselves. We've never been on it like this where it's so peaceful.
Right.
Usually there's a lot of other, you know, boaters, but it's kind of nice.
If anything happens though, we're in trouble.
Yeah, we were saying that we have no signal and we've seen one couple the entire trip. So yeah, we just got to be safe.
It kind of reminds me when I was in Haiti and we were out in the middle of absolute nowhere, and I asked the guy I was with, I said, so what happens if we need the police? And all he said was, you do not want to need the police.
Smart.
Yeah. We just saw a bat, actually 2 bats flying around. How weird. There's caves in these here parts, Amy.
I guess so. It's strange looking out in the day, though.
Look at that, it's a bald eagle. Oh my gosh. Amy, there's a bald eagle right up there. All right, here we go. Make sure you paddle me right into that tree so it whacks me on the head again.
I think the odds of us hitting the tree are pretty small.
Well, pretty good because we're going right at it.
I think we'll miss it.
Okay, don't paddle at all. Don't paddle at all.
Okay.
We're gonna see what happens. Don't paddle. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Ah! Oh, gosh. Oh, there goes the eagle. He's up there. He's flying away. See him way up there.
Oh, yeah.
See him way up there. What's happened?
I can't get up. Can you push me from behind?
I don't think I can. We're
falling and I can't get up.
We're in a heap of trouble if you can't get up.
Push me up. No, like my back, not my head.
Chances are pretty slim that we hit that tree.
Well, it wasn't really good. Like you're totally gonna miss it. And then all of a sudden the wind picked up.
Probably shouldn't do that again. How'd you get my hat?
I asked you for it.
Don't lose it.
I will not. At least I will try hard not to.
Now you pay me for a new one if you leave.
Okay. I haven't had the best of luck this day with hats, but I think I got it.
It's a great hat.
I remember back we were rafting, or we were tubing down a little creek in Helen, Georgia. Let us know if you've ever been to Helen, Georgia. Cute little German town. And we came to Rapids, and this lady says, "Rapids, husband?" And
that's all she said.
That's all she said, and that phrase has stuck with us now, because that was before we were married. That was 27 years ago. And we still remember that. Every time we see Rapids, we're like, "Rapids, husband?"
Rapids, husband. Hey, tell us something in the comments. We're just on this lazy river. You're probably sitting on your couch, but we're far from a couch. What is something in your life, something like that, that wouldn't make sense to anybody else maybe, but you remember like years and years later, like a little saying or a little moment, and it doesn't make sense why you remember it, but you do.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Why do we remember that 27 years later?
I have no idea.
And she said, "Rapids, husband."
I do remember there was a snake.
Yes, I remember that too.
And people are freaking out. Man, this is so nice. I think all you TPFers, you need to add the Buffalo River to your must-do list when visiting Branson. It's a beautiful drive here from Branson, and once you get on the river, oh my. And when it's a little later in the year, just a little bit later, not too much, it's hotter and you can swim. We could swim. We could swim.
Yeah, but it's 60 degrees, so it's...
The water is 60 degrees.
Right, the water's 60. It's about 80 out today. So I feel like the weather is perfect, except for that the water's cold. Don't worry about paddling. I'll just be your little chauffeur.
Aren't you my tour guide? I think we're all right. Oh, there's a whirlpool right there. See that? And then some of the parts of the river have cliffs you can jump off of. There are ropes you can swing off of.
Yeah, that's a little bit higher up. So we're in the lower right now. But the higher you go,
on the upper river.
Yeah, the more seasonal it is. And so it'll get too shallow here before too long. But the lower river, you can...
He said you can do it year round.
A little bit longer, so...
And there's actually a place where you can tube. I think it's a 2-mile tubing experience. What, Camp Tomahawk? Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Remember that? We went on that, and they took us on that old school bus. And
was that the Buffalo River?
No.
Okay.
It's another river up close to Branson.
Yeah, I thought it was James River, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But look that up for it. I think I'm right. Leave me a comment. Am I right on that? Camp Tomahawk. And it's just a fun little day. You'd enjoy that too. Something else that is cool, we've seen all sorts of caves up and down here, and only a very, very small fraction of caves in Missouri, and there's thousands of them, have been found. And you've got to know, I mean, there might be the largest cave in the world sitting right underneath us, or big, massive cave systems that have never been found. And I just love that idea. I had an experience in a cave that was terrifying. And I got stuck. I got legitimately stuck, like for real stuck. I'm not a huge fan of caves. I can do commercial caves, no problem, but boy, oh boy.
You're not a spelunker.
Oh my. It was terrifying. I mean, terrifying.
Yeah, we had a friend who worked in a cave, but there was a non-commercial section of the cave that he took us in, and he took us in this passage.
So you're crawling through on your hands and knees, and you got lights on your, helmet and all that kind of stuff.
It was so tight that you had to put one hand in front of you and push your helmet, one hand behind you, and then push yourself
and take a breath. Take a breath.
Whenever you
or exhale, rather. Exhale.
Whenever you exhaled, you would push yourself with your toes, and that's how you get through. I went through okay because I was a lot smaller than you were, but you got about halfway through and got stuck.
And I was stuck. It was panicky for sure. Cool. We're going backwards in this river.
Yeah, I'm gonna need your help.
Yeah, I'll help you in a second. After I talk about this phenomenon, we're going backwards in the river. What could it mean? All right, ready for help?
Yes.
Help is on the way. Dun, 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 dun. Stop. What are you doing?
Help me get out. I don't want to miss it.
We're not gonna miss it. We're right here. This is where we get out. Ooh, look at that romantic little place down in there. We could go down a canal. This came a whole lot faster than I thought it would. 2.5 hours. Well, almost 3 hours. 3 hours.
2.5 to 3.
But if we would have missed this and kept going, we'd be in trouble. So we gotta pull this up on the shore and walk up to the car. I have the most important job of the whole trip. It's not that I wouldn't be helping more, it's just that I'm, Oh, the other thing you need to bring on your trip is a good dry bag, right, Amy?
Yep. So if you happen to turn yourself over, you got all your stuff not messed up. Okay, is this good enough?
I think so. All right. So we're gonna go see a ghost town.
Oh yeah. So the town of Rush has these old historic buildings. They call it a ghost town. And most of them are pretty broken down and stuff. But we saw them on the way in, and we're like, oh, that's so cool. So we're gonna go check it out.
Whew, well, I gotta tell you, I'm tired out from having to do all the paddling today, Amy.
Uh-huh.
So what do we got here?
It's a livery barn. Let's see, working horses and mules. Required shoeing, harnessing, and grooming. It was one of the first buildings built by the mining company. I bet we saw this stone structure up there, which had a stone wall all around, and then stone stairs, and then a stone foundation. I bet that was the mining company. But this is the livery barn.
So there's other houses up here we gotta go check out. Old ones. All right, so here we go. It says the ghost town of Rush. So they were homes, a general store, and a post office. All right, and a little further up the road, we have more historic houses in this ghost town. Woo! So what better way to end a day of floating with a ghost town? Woo!
It's not that scary during the daytime. But I know we've been talking around about the Buffalo River for a long time, so we're really excited that we got to take you along our float trip with us. And we hope you enjoyed checking it out and that you will get a chance to float the Buffalo at some point in the future. Okay, thanks for following along. Safe travels, everyone.
I found the ghost, Amy.
Yeah, I know, I see that.
Woo!